Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another FIFA 21 tutorial where today we have got the Agile Dribbling tutorial, just a general dribbling tutorial, but the main focus is on the new Agile Dribbling that is in FIFA 21 this year. Also at the back end we will be covering the Strafe Dribbling, as the Agile Dribbling and the Strafe Dribbling are the two main techniques when we are talking about doing a dribbling tutorial, so we're going to dive deep into those today. So if you do enjoy the content and you do want to see more, make sure you do hit that subscribe button, it would be much appreciated. Make sure you do follow us on Twitter as well, and we'll get around to answering any questions you have regarding any videos that we make. Also make sure you drop a follow on Twitch, as we do aim to stream over there eventually, so it would be much appreciated if you could drop us a follow. But without further ado, going into the Agile Dribbling first. Now to do this, first and foremost, you need to be holding the right bumper and moving the left stick. That is how you'll be able to do the Agile Dribbling, and it is super effective this year. In terms of the Agile Dribbling, I would say the three keys to take away, and as we go into the gameplay, is most effective with players that have high agility. Just the agility stat I find is really important. Very effective on the wing and for stalling attacking moves, and it's also really good in tight spaces in and around the box. You'll see in the examples. So we can see going into some of these examples, you can see first and foremost, look at the speed that Ribéry is able to move that ball. And like I said, it's really effective with players that have high agility. There are other stats, like the balance is important as well, and also just generally the dribbling stat and ball control stats are also very important. But I find the agility is the most effective stat, and the stat that really is, like, if you were ranking them, that is the most important stat, and then the other ones are sort of secondary and third and fourth in terms of importance. But it's a super effective, and it works, like I said, works really well with those players that have got super high agility. But overall, it's just very good at just all over the pitch, really. And like I said, you have to be really selective with the players. You can see just how quick it is there in the box, and like I said at the beginning of the clips, how effective it is in the box. It's also really good again for stalling attacks. You can see Vidal's just using it there while we're just waiting for our players to get up the pitch, and then from there you can just see Caputo is just is just trying to really, the main aim of this dribbling is you're trying to draw the defender into you, which is then going to allow some of your other players, some of your wingers, some of your other attacking midfielders to then create space. We actually didn't see the run there. I think it was from Ilicic, the run, who was the one that we should have picked out. You saw we were able to draw the two defenders in. We should have played Ilicic in. It didn't matter in the end because we did end up going ahead and scoring the goal. I believe it was with Caputo. We did see the pass that time with Correa after some more dribbling. And it's just really difficult to defend as well. I haven't really found an effective way to defend against it at the moment. Certainly my opponents haven't found an effective way to defend it, because every time I do kind of go forwards and I do utilize this, like I said, you have to be really selective with who you use. You don't want to be using it with players that don't have the high agility stat, because it just feels really slow and really clunky, and end up just kind of losing possession of the ball. But if you're using the right players, like we're using a Correa, who I think we've got a finisher on, I believe, and we've got Frank Ribéry as well. You know, these guys, when they've got chemistry styles, have got sort of high 90s or low 90s, my mistake, for dribbling. But this is where it's good at stalling the attack. We're just waiting for Ilicic to kind of get up and support Malqui. We're then able to play the ball into Ilicic. You can see now he's controlling his defender. That's going to force his defender to then have to come across, and it means that I think it's Caputo has then just got a free run on the inside, and we don't end up scoring. But you can just see how effective you can use it in lots of different places on the pitch. You know, you can use it in the box, you can use it on the wing, you can kind of just using it in the midfield if you're just waiting for your attack to develop, if you're just waiting for some of your players to make some runs. And that's another really key thing, is the fact that one of the biggest pluses with this Agile Dribbling this year is you're able to pair it and combo it with the creative runs. Now we will do a tutorial on the creative runs and how to use them effectively, whereas we will get into the strafe dribbling and why you can't combo that. But that's one of the things that's really good about this Agile Dribbling, is you're able to combo the Agile Dribbling with the creative runs, and it just means you're able to just be so much more unpredictable in your attacking. Obviously you're able to dictate where your player runs to with the creative runs, and obviously comparing that with the Agile Dribbling, it just makes it such a difficult job to try and defend. So the Agile Dribbling, it's super effective, and definitely something you want to get your hands on and really get to grips with using, because it's something that I would imagine, given that it's a new feature, it's going to be very overpowered this year. And when you start playing with the Neymars, the Mbappes, the Messis, I think it's going to be the difficult, the most difficult thing to try and stop this year. Now then we move across to the strafe dribbling. Now to do the strafe dribbling, this time is just holding the left bumper and moving the left stick. So the only difference is instead of the right bumper, the strafe dribbling is the left bumper. Now strafe dribbling, it was obviously in FIFA last year. Because of the agile dribbling, the strafe dribbling now, I would say you only really want to use with the lower agility players. If you've got somebody like we had in Utilise, it's best to use the strafe dribbling with someone like him. Now, agile players can use both. They have the ability to use both. So it is probably, the agile dribbling is probably more effective. You can see Utilise here. You can just see though how much slower and more clunky it is, but it's still effective. You know, we were still able to score a goal. But you don't want to use the agile dribbling with a player like Utilise because they just seem to take a lot of really like weird heavy touches, and it's hard to explain without kind of like you just seeing it visually. But they really take some really strange touches with the agile dribbling, so you've got to be really selective with who you use it with. But the reason why you can't pair this, and we did just touch on this just now, the reason why you can't pair this with the creative runs is because with the creative runs, you also have to tap the left bumper and then move the directional stick in the way you want to go. But to do the strafe dribbling, you have to be holding the left bumper. So it's not possible to hold and tap the bumper at the same time. So that's why the strafe dribbling is not as effective as the agile dribbling. But you can see in plenty of clips here, we're still able to create plenty of opportunities, even using the strafe dribbling with some of our heavier players in our team, like an Utilise, like a Vidal. You can see Vidal just slipping the tackle there, and then Ribery using his agile dribbling, and that's really key. You know, knowing which dribbling to use with which player. You can see, like I said, we're using the strafe dribbling with Vidal to dodge the tackle, and then Ribery with the agile dribbling, and then Caputo was then able to get taken down for the penalty. So it's really key that you are selective with who you're using it with. But I would say of the two, you probably want to get used to the agile dribbling, and I'm sure most of you are used to using the strafe dribbling. But it's just knowing that at the time which player you need to be using which with. So when you've got players that have got super high agility and really good just dribbling in general, so like I said, your players like your Neymars, your Messis, your Mbappes, eventually when you get to be able to use that caliber of player, the agile dribbling is going to be really effective for those. And the guys that maybe don't have such high agility, so a lot of midfielders and maybe some sort of slower attackers like a Kane or a Lewandowski, maybe players like that, you really want to use probably the strafe dribbling with, because you'll probably get more use out of it. And then it still allows them to be a little bit difficult in attack, but not kind of lose possession like you would if you were using the agile dribbling. So it's really important that you do use both. But that is it for the dribbling tutorial, guys. So if you did enjoy it and you did learn something, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It would be much appreciated. Like I said, appreciate all you guys' support on the video. But if you do have any questions, make sure you do tweet us and we'll get around to answering those questions as quick as possible. Or drop them in the comments and we'll get around to answering them as sharp as we can. But that is all for today, guys. Have an awesome day. I'm out.